Good morning. Am I live now? Hello. Can you hear me, please? Oh, thank you very much. Good morning to you, everyone, and welcome to another episode of SP Talk OAU chapter. I say good afternoon to everyone, and today um, we're having another talk that is going to base on downstream of petroleum uh, engineering to be precise. So now we're having our guest today. His name is David Akomalafe. So I think we can have
Yeah, good morning, Shay. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Good morning to you.
All right. So yeah, I'm glad to be here, and I'm glad to talk about the downstream section of um,
Okay.
the oil sector. Let me share my
We're good.
screen.
We're good to have you today too. You're
Yeah,
welcome.
thanks. All right. So I believe this will be a Q&A session. Though I've prepared a slide that would follow your questions. All right.
All right. All right. Um, Come in, please. I really want to. Uh, okay. Just give me some minutes anyway.
Yeah, sure.
Let me use. Okay. David. I
Yeah,
think
I'm
you
okay.
can just give us some introduction to downstream, where I get something fixed, please.
All right. So first of all, I'd like to talk about the oil and gas industry. So about the oil and gas industry. So like as you all know, oil and natural gas are like the major industries in the energy market, and they play a essential role in the global economy as what primary fuel source. Look at it for example, I'm currently at Awo and there's no light. So and because of there's no light, like this has reduced my productivity and it has affected a lot of stuff. Some businesses have had it, some persons has been affected due to this. But imagine like they were reliant on say more of the if they had oil and or probably some fossil fuels to burn, we'll be able to solve that issue. So the process and systems involved in producing and distributing oil and gas, like getting them down here, which we are majorly familiar to, require state of the art technologies. Like that's where you see a lot of advancements and the likes. So I think now you'll be hearing about bodies of natural gas, and that's because natural gas burns cleaner than fossil fuels. So historically, natural gas has been linked to oil mainly because of it is gotten from the upstream side of the business, like alongside crude oil. So probably I would talk more on why like these sections. Like let me just give a recap of the sections so as to know what the upstream, the midstream, and downstream really is. So are you with me, Shay?
Yes, I'm with you. I'm with you.
All right. So, like, if you've been following our series, there are three major sections uh, of the oil and gas industry. So that's the upstream. So the upstream deals with business of oil and gas exploration and production. So in Nigeria now, this is familiar in all these Port Harcourt sections and Warri sections. So you see them building or mounting rigs or using FPSOs to get tap into fossil fuels which are beneath the ground. So then next we have the midstream. So that involves transportation and storage of all these crude oils. So look at Nigeria for a country, for example. Our refineries are a bit down, so majority of the uh, refining and likes they are done outside the country or to they are done in refineries. So for this to happen, we have to transport the crude oil to all these stuff. So the midstream section majorly talks about transporting this crude oil and then storing it too. So like you hear about, I think recently there are some projects like the Ajaokuta gas pipeline project. So that will be able to send crude oil across sub-Saharan Africa. So majorly the midstream is about transportation and storage, and then downstream that's the topic for today. So that's refining and marketing this crude oil to us the consumers. So like this is the part that is closest to the consumer, and this is the part that we majorly know. So, see now, I'm familiar with stuff like diesel, natural gas, petrol, which we call gasoline, which we call petrol, lubricants, kerosene, jet fuels, asphalt, and the likes. So these are because that's majorly what the downstream offers to us. Even our plastics, for example, plastic, a lot of stuff. So that's where the downstream talks is about.
Okay. Okay. Are you done with the introduction to that? Or you still
Uh,
have?
I still have like so about the gasoline. So as I said, about the gasoline. So my understanding of the downstream sector would be majorly refining this crude oil into finished products which are available for us to tap in. So by the time you hear the word refinery, refining itself, that a refinery comes to your head. So let me look at it. I've been studying stuff like the Dangote refinery and stuff. I think that's like the most buzzing stuff in West Africa for now. So that we're trying to refine about 650,000 barrels per day of crude oil into finished product like petrol. Nigeria, we have 200 million consumers, and you know the amount of petrol we need per day is on the high. Then we need stuff like jet engine, even natural gas, for example, cleaning it. See now, today I was about to buy cooking gas, and I heard a kg is 750 naira. Like I'm like something that was about let's say 400 of to 500 per kg is now about 750 naira to the kg. So that like all the stuffs happen at the having a better downstream sector would help handle that issue and make the refining process all easy. So the refining process, all it talks about is getting that uh, our crude oil, we cannot use crude oil as it is. It has to be refined to some several products. So as you can even see on my screen, so it can be refined to naphtha, kerosene, diesel, medium weight gas, residuals, and gasoline. So they are refined to those products, and that's what is familiar with us, the end users. So yeah, I'm done with introducing the
Okay.
downstream sector.
All right. Thank you very much. I think this is the major problem we're having in Nigeria currently. Although we have the upstream, they're working very fine. Talk of the Shell company and ExxonMobil and every other company too like that. And then I think the major problem we're having right now is this issue of refinery. And then it has been the problem for us, even in Africa, to be to talk of. So we have to take our crude oil to another continent to be maybe like Europe, and so many other even another country that does not even have petroleum at all. Talk of maybe like Singapore, they have this downstream very okay, and they are working, and this one
Even
is actually
South
is
Korea and India. India has the
eh,
largest refinery, and yet their oil reserves are not even, compared to
eh,
ours.
I think this is the major problem that we're having. And do you think maybe like what do you think we can do to actually improve these? I know we already have one already, which is we say the biggest refinery now in Africa, which that one of Dangote refinery. Uh, what do you think, like as a student, what we should focus on? Should we really, since we don't have refinery in Nigeria, should we say we are not going to downstream sectors as chemical engineers, or what is the thing that you think we can do that can actually improve our downstream sectors?
All right, so I feel if Dangote refinery is actually successful, that's going to be, you know, that's going to change the whole game for us. So and
Yeah.
it's good we are even talking about this. So I think SP itself is organizing a trip to, Dangote refineries, and that like all of us should be, attentive and open our ears to stuff, opportunities like that. So they will get to learn. There will be more information shared and the likes. So I feel us as students, what we should uh, what we should do is the government has been building initiatives like the modular refineries, for example. So like
Yeah.
there's the Niger Delta modular refinery, there's the Edo modular refinery. So those are like small refineries that could handle little of this task. So the students we should learn how this stuff works, all these basic operations. Like for example, so I even chemical engineers, which make I feel chemical engineers have a major role to play in this. So because we are the one who scale up all these kind of processes and make sure that they are done to, you know, to to the plan. So we're
Okay.
going to do stuff like the unit operations you've learned in class. Make sure you learn them and you know how it is done practically, not just the theoretical aspects. So stuff
Okay.
like that, and I feel we'll have a bright future.
Okay. Thank you very much about that. So um another question here is, who are the professionals that can be found in the downstream sectors? Who are those professionals do you think that can be found in the downstream sectors?
All right. So yeah, the professionals found in the downstream sectors. So we have people like, so as I said, chemical engineers, for example. So we are much needed there. We will be able to, all the unit operations involved, like there's heating, heat exchange, and the likes. So stuff like that. They are were crucial there. So we need people like project managers. So a lot of projects have to go on, this kind of refineries. So we need project managers. So then also HSC personnel, like safety first, no matter what you're doing. Like, what is the point of doing something hazardous and you get to lose your life? No. So we need safety analysts and the likes. So those will make sure everything is done under safe conditions. Then we need facility operation managers, process operators, quality controls. Like one thing, uh, um, Dangote Refinery itself is about boasting about is they meet E5 standards of they plan to meet E5 standard of petroleum. So we need quality control personnel to make sure this is attained. So we see stuff like so in short, like a lot of people are found in this downstream sector because that now I've already talked about the processing, the refining processing, the refining process. What about the marketing? So we need economics, we need uh, um, people that go into the market, and then we need supply chain analysts, those who help in transporting and getting stuff to the end users. And then we need technologists, technicians, which have hand experience of how these instruments, these facilities are worked, and how to correct them in case there's any change in change in operations. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. Wow. Um, Also, this you've mentioned them now, and then I think people that are watching us or watching us now, they've been picking where they can suit. I think, can you please tell us some kind of qualifications and skills that this professional need to be equipped with?
All right. So I'll try to my best knowledge, but I'm talking more of the processing area. but at least I just listed a little of the professionals that are needed. So like we need professionals in all areas, all aspects. But based on, let's say, process engineers and quality assurance people. So we need knowledge on PPE first. So all these areas are dangerous. So sorry, knowledge on HSC. So all these areas are dangerous, and then we need people to that have knowledge of this, of of safety. So that's why I encourage people. SP organizes HSC, like HSC 1, 2, 3. So I encourage people to get prior knowledge to all this stuff. So like even myself for my internship, knowledge of HSC was much needed. Because of it, I was allowed to get into some dangerous areas because I know how to protect myself. So also, we plan to deliver quality products which should be sold across places around the country. So you need knowledge on quality assurance and the likes, then packaging. So all this stuff, majority of it, they are you know the crude oil. Some are packaged in kegs, some are packaged in tanks and the likes. So how you store and package these stuff. So we need knowledge on them. Then analysis generally. So we need to analyze. Okay, we carry a lot of operations, a lot of processes on this. We carry out a lot of them on this. So we need to analyze that. Okay, is this good for our product and then for our end users? Is this good for even the instruments that we're doing? So basic knowledge of analysis is required. Then there are other skills, like there's skills from everybody. So there are a lot of software, like see chemical engineers, for example, we use ICs. So in ICs now you could model a distillation column where you'll be able to
Yeah.
calculate, you'll be able to optimize your system. So a lot of skills are required, and I feel there's a place for everyone. So so far you're very good in your aspects. I feel, yeah, there's a place for everyone.
Okay. All right. And also, thank you very much for that question, for the answers. I think also, please, can you explain what you understand by the regulations of downstream sectors, and what effects does it has? Does it
Okay,
have?
yeah, I'll do that. So please, whoever have, if people have questions, they should please drop it in the comment section on YouTube, and yeah, I would like to take questions like probably after the entire presentation. So, yeah, you said the deregulation that has been a major buzz in the when they released the PIB Act. So the major stuff from deregulation is like let's see. So normally Nigeria has been the government have been the one controlling all these sectors. Like they've been the one in charge of sales of crude oil, importation of crude oil, so importation of petroleum products and the like. That's why we have the NNPC and the likes. So now they are planning to take a step back and allow for private investors so to come in place. And when private investors come, there's always competition. So remember I was complaining about gas of 750 to a kg. Upon all the subsidy and the likes, it's still that. And even government said they are subsidizing that. So imagine they're not even subsidizing and the likes. But if private owners come and take charge of all these stuffs, I feel we should get stuffs cheaper. Like see something like let's see what product. See something like um the refinery that I don't know, we're talking so much about Dangote refinery. All right, so see something like when if that comes in play, if that's online, I feel petroleum products that are selling for 200 to a liter would it will come closer. It will come to about maybe 100 naira to a liter or something. So like that's majorly what the deregulation is about. So allowing private sector to take charge, and yeah, I feel it comes with a lot of benefit.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Um, how does the regulation help the economy, please? Can you explain that for us, please?
All right. So I would say the regulation helps us in the sense that, so as I gave the previous instance of of competition. So when there's competition, there'll be room for everyone to play, and then stuff to be gotten to consumers at lower prices. Also, like it attracts a lot of investment. Like um, in most of the sectors now in Nigeria have been handed over to private sector. So that allows for external investment. So people from all over the world will be ready to invest. And I feel this is going to be a good thing because it will allow for more employment, more jobs, and then persons being, uh, being there'll be more knowledge to be shared around. So I feel the regulation of the oil and gas sector is a good step.
Okay, thank you very much. I think Nigeria is actually doing some things about that anyway, because all the likes of Total, I think they are getting involved. Even Dangote itself is a private sector, and then this will actually help us more and create more jobs here, because the way they manage government things, people really don't really manage it very well. And then if it is their own, I think they
Yeah,
will try to.
exactly. Look at the Warri refinery, for example. Nigeria claims to have four refineries, and most of our refineries are not even, working on
Working.
50% of their capacity. So I believe if these stores are sold out and if opportunities are created through the stores, people will take care of it better. I can't tell you, like I think I've worked in some private firms and some government firms. I can tell you that the private firms are well maintained as compared to those government firms. Like see, when people take government stuff, they're like, we can use it anyhow. It's not our money. But if it's something private, I'm sure like a lot of sanctions will be on them. So yeah.
Okay. So if you have any question of viewers, you can please drop it at the comment section. Also, thank you very much, David. But downstream, I know there will be problem there, but please, because most of us as a chemical engineer would like to dive into these downstream sectors. Please, do you think there's some problem we are facing, especially here in Nigeria or globally, because we should not limit ourselves. So, do you think there's some problem so that we can know how to make our research and prepare ourselves for this particular problem, so that we'll be able to offer a solution to them? So,
Yeah, so I would say yeah, there are a lot of problems. There are severely lots of problems. Like see, first of all, let's look at it at this angle. Some people don't want there to be active refineries in Nigeria per se because they they are in charge of all this import and export. So now, what we think they would want? They would not want the refinery to be a success because like they are people. That means someone you are taking them out of business. So and then I don't know, they are already earning dollars, and so if you come here and be like we could do this stuff locally, they would. I doubt they want that. So also there are stuff like lack of funds. Like see us now, majority of us students of chemical engineering at OAU are not in session. Why? Because government claims to lack funds. Funds to to help out a ASU. Likewise, too, if you check why the Warri refinery and the likes aren't working, they'll talk about lack of funds, that there are no funds to carry out accurate maintenance and the likes. Most of all these instruments are imported. So when you are trying to, carry out maintenance on them, you're talking about so amount of dollars, and by the time you scale that up for a particular year, like that's outrageous. Also, there's a talk about insecurities, for example. In Nigeria, there have been a lot of insecurities, and I can remember the protest, the Lekki protest, NSAS protest, and the likes. Even in the oil sector, there is a lot of protests concerning the upstream area. So like Shell has been complaining that per day they are charged to like gain about, let's say, 60,000 barrels per day, and yet they only end up having like just 3,000 because there are people, there are a lot of vandalism, there's a lot of insecurity all those border court sections and the likes. So those even it scares investors away. So like that insecurity itself is a major problem we face in Nigeria, like in all sectors. So and remember I talked about maintenance of facilities. So funding and maintenance they work hand in hand. So and there are a lot of there are a lot of problems faced. Like let's just stick with these few ones and probably talk about more later. We could dive into
Okay,
them.
thank you. Thank you. Oh, there's a question here from the comment section. The one we sent said, how can we prevent private companies, okay, from extorting people if it is handed over to them? As you said, that we should try and give chance for the private sectors, and then you know that they do misuse people, they mismanage people, and also even the sector itself. So, what do you think?
Alright. So yeah, I that's a very good question. To me, I feel like thank God we're in the modern age. There's no way we could say for sure that yeah these guys won't extort these people. But thank God we're in the modern age where we get to speak aloud and talk about what we feel. So thank God the social media is there. So and by the time you raise awareness of all this kind of extortions for likes, I feel people
Yes.
get to pay. See something like Shell. They are the first set of people to start drilling in Nigeria. So I heard uh, they are the major cause of the south part being polluted with oil and the likes. So and because some people spoke out, they were charged for this. Shell was charged, and I think they had to pay a fine to clear all that. So I feel because we're in the modern age of social media and the likes, we can make sure make try to speak out. So speak out and if these private companies are extorting, I feel we should be able to bring them to court.
Oh, thank you. So people have to speak out. I think that is very, very important. Very, very important. Because if you don't talk, nobody will come for your rescue anyway. But that's good. Thank you very much. Also, I think we only have 2 minutes left. So if there's any other questions, okay. And also, when you said we need proper investment, that's the key. The issue of there's no money. We're using money to
Make
build
money.
infrastructure anyway. It is good, but the thing to also to generate those money back. Actually, we are not seeing them. So, Mr. David Akomolafe, thank you very much for today. I really, really appreciate. And I really enjoyed today. Uh, this today episode. It has always been good anyway. So also, I like what you when you give us those things, the professionals that we need in the downstream sectors. The issue of chemical engineering are even very, very important. Some people even say that okay, the chemical engineers are the owners of refinery. You get because we are the one that deal with all the separations, the refining, the purifications, and many other things too. So
Yeah,
you
I
talk
wouldn't say
about
we're the owners. Like we contribute a lot, but we're not the owners. Like a lot of people are.
yes,
We need to work
I
together.
yes, yes, work together. But major thing, the refining of petrol itself. Okay, I'm not saying we are the whole. I mean, we are the major this thing there. So you talk about our things that we need to learn, okay, especially the part of the simulation things. I think we need to take, as a student, we need to take care of that. We need to put our hands on some kind of a simulation thing, softwares, the likes of MATLAB, and also the control part too. Also, I think, thank you very much about that. And you also mentioned that no matter anything we are going to be doing, we should be careful. We should always be safety conscious. Okay, that if as a course I took online, then they said if you try to do what they ask you not to do, okay, and you eventually die, they will only send some appreciation to your people, and then they will employ another person will take your place and then you are gone. So safety is very, very important. And then the talk of PPE, the personal protecting equipment, and also the regulation. Thank you about that. I think our Nigerian government actually need to venture into giving this part of, since they have known that they cannot handle this thing, they should give it to the private sectors. So thank you very much. And then this is what we have for you today on SP Talk. So thank you. I wish to see you next week. And then I would like you to like and comment on our videos, and also follow us on our Instagram page, and also Twitter, LinkedIn, and many more. Please, thank you. Subscribe.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone. So, before we round up, I just want to quickly add something. Thank you all for those that are streaming live with us. So, I would like to get a feedback from SPE members on what they want to hear from SP Talks, or what improvements they would like to see. So you can reach across to any of the SP executives and give your opinions, or a survey will be shared very soon. And also, please, you guys should look forward to be having a very special 2 week session coming up soon, where we'll invite both students and the YP members. I see that most of the sessions we'll be having this semester has been technical sessions. We'll be talking about the oil and gas industry. We talked about so many things relating to the industry, but this time around we want to go to student life. So the next 2 week session that we'll be having, we'll be talking about since I think the most general thing that is common right now is ASU strike and how we are all at home. So we'd love to see, okay, what we as students need to do to improve ourselves, and how we can, even without the academic environment, how you can improve yourself, what skills you need to learn, how you can put yourself out there. So you guys should look forward to it. It's going to be very interesting. Thank you all, and please don't forget to subscribe to our channel. So see you all. Bye.
Okay. Bye. Thank you very much.